Hi there, Ronya Banks here, wanting to talk to you about suppressed emotions or suppressed difficult memories. Um, because the reason I want to talk about it is that these things don't go away. They just don't go away. They stay stored in our bodies as energy. And they get stored in our hearts. They also get stored in our minds as energy. That not only doesn't go away, but it seems to get worse over time. So, whenever we have an experience where we're extremely stressed out by somebody or something, perhaps we're really get angry or hurt or sad or grief, and we don't have the capacity to deal with it. We just don't know how to handle it. So what we end up doing is we end up putting it off on a shelf somewhere, energetically, and decide, well, whatever, I'm just going to forget this. But it's not processed yet. And when it's not processed yet, this energy, of course, has to go somewhere. So it gets stored. And this stored energy, it wreaks havoc in our lives. So at first, we, unconsciously store this energy in our bodies, and then anytime someone else or some other situation that seems even, the remotely similar to the initial experience that we had, then we tend to overreact, right? And when we overreact, we compound and store more energy on top of the original energy that's already there, which makes it even stronger. And then we start to form beliefs about other people and, vendettas or desire for revenge. So all this stuff gets mixed up in this really painful place in our experience, right? And the thing is, what's really responsible, if you have a meditation practice, a mindfulness practice, is one of the things you could choose to do is to root out and look for some of these suppressed, difficult energies that are stored in your experience. And some of the things you can look for is perhaps if you're getting feedback from different people throughout your life, which sounds pretty similar, then there might be something there for you to look at, right? The reason that we really want to look at this stuff is that any suppressed difficulties that we don't process, that we're not able to turn to be with, we end up start to project them onto other people, right? So if we have an issue with someone who is very controlling and abusive early on in our life, then we tend to act similarly in different ways, but then we project that onto other people. Like they're the controlling ones, they're the manipulative ones. We tend to see that much more than even when it doesn't exist, right? So we're projecting all kinds of stuff onto people. And I dare say that most people are projecting onto others. And it's not fair to these other people because they're not always representative of what's getting projected on top of them. So it's our responsibility to root out these themes, perhaps notice some patterns in our life that repeat themselves, certain things that you can't stand or have no patience or total intolerance for. Perhaps, I went through a period of loud people, loud sounds were extremely, especially loud people, that I had a reaction with that. And perhaps you have a difficulty with authority figures or political figures or decisive figures, people that you experience as controlling, just different themes that you might notice that you get frustrated very easily with or impatient. And then when you find these themes in your life, then that's the time to really sit there and allow yourself to open up to these emotions. Open up in your heart, open up in your sensations, all the physical sensations in your body. So may you uncover suppressed difficulties in your energy patterns, and may you be able to allow them to work themselves out so that they no longer have to control you and you no longer have to project onto others. Thank you very much. And Thomas thanks you too.